Now at 10, Smith Midwest Envision Carthage kicked off its annual paddle battle at Kellogg Lake. Plus, the George Washington Carver National Monument celebrates its birthday with the 7th annual Storytelling Day. And area organizations come together for the Ride for Autism awareness event.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
An Arkansas man is dead and a woman is injured after a crash on I-44 in Joplin. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Elise Noe. Police say it happened around 11 this morning near mile marker 6. They say 32-year-old Ryan Malone was driving east at a high rate of speed when he went off the road, hit a guardrail, went down a ditch, then over the I-44 Main Strip on-ramp before traveling down on an embankment. Malone died from his injuries. A female passenger sustained moderate injuries. A teenager is dead and 4 other people are injured after a shooting at a high school football game last night in Oklahoma. It happened in Choctaw near Oklahoma City. Authorities say the shooting started from an argument during the game between Choctaw and Del City high schools. And they say the teenager killed was not a student of either school. 2 people, a 42-year-old man and, quote, young female, were also shot. 2 other women suffered broken bones while trying to escape. Police have not arrested anyone at this point, but they are looking for a person of interest. In Arkansas, it was a dangerous situation inside one middle school classroom after police say a student armed with a kitchen knife was threatening a teacher. Luckily, no one was hurt. Brett Rains has more from school police.
I don't believe that this student is affiliated with any kind of gang or any kind of group. You know, this was an isolated incident. This is not involving anyone else.
Police say there were only 2 students inside the Ramsey Middle School classroom Tuesday morning when one student started being disruptive. Police say the student threatened the teacher with a kitchen knife. They were able to get the student in the hallway till the assistant principal and school police officer got there to help.
The police officer was able to subdue the student and get the knife away.
The student was arrested and is facing numerous charges, including aggravated assault and having a dangerous weapon on school property. Fort Smith School's Police Lieutenant Eric Huber says he's not aware of any other threats made by the student who was arrested and says police are still investigating, including what happened before the student brought the knife to school.
Our administration, I'm sure, is going to look into that to see if there is any bullying, anything like that that had occurred. And to make sure that, you know, if there was, to take care of that and make sure that the rest of our students and staff are safe in the school as well.
Ramsey is one of the largest middle schools in Fort Smith with more than 830 6th through 8th grade students. Huber says there's always a police officer there when needed.
We have a full-time police officer that's stationed there from the time that everybody gets to school in the morning, from the time that everybody leaves. And I believe that was part of the quick response that we had in order to alleviate this whole situation.
According to the Fort Smith Public School District, an investigation is underway. Chris Warner joins us for a first look at weather.
Yeah, we had a pretty decent day, still a little warm and muggy for some of us out there. In fact, we even had some excessive heat warnings and heat advisories for some of our southern counties. We got a little more muggy than the rest of us. Skywatch Storm Tracker earlier this evening clear, but of course we did have some scattered showers and thunderstorms that made it through the overnight hours and into the early morning. Now the bulk of the thunderstorm activity is off to our east. We started the day 10 degrees above average at 76, but we only made it into about 90 degrees, so only 1 degree off of where we should be for this time of year, and that's great compared to the last couple of days. 100 on Thursday, 101 on Friday, and then take a look into the future. Temperatures starting to dip below average out there. We're going to take a look at your full forecast and how long those below average temperatures will stick around here in just a few more minutes.
If you're looking to add paddle boat winner to your resume, Carthage has just the event for you. Today they hosted their annual paddle battle. KOAM's Jasmine Knight has the story.
At Kellogg Lake, Carthage hosted the 2023 Paddle Battle. Teams represented by different local businesses get together to construct and then race their very own paddle boat.
The rules are basically the rafts have to be of homemade construction, no element of a factory-built boat of any sort. A lot of the boats they just do like 4 barrels and a platform and they just paddle.
This event was hosted by Vision Carthage, an organization that prides themselves in the beautification of Carthage, Missouri.
Vision Carthage actually started in 2011. A jury study was done over the city of Carthage just on some different things that we could do to just beautify and better the community. And from there was a board that was created.
Paddle Battle also features various food trucks, clothing, and other activities, with all proceeds going towards Vision Carthage.
We really just want to be able to use the proceeds to support us in our endeavors with our different projects and our programs that we offer throughout the year.
As for the next Paddle Battle, the event is free to the public to check out. Or, if you're looking to race, now's the time to start thinking about what award you would like to win.
It's pretty much open to their own creativity, what type of boat they build. We do awards for the fastest, but also the most creative. We do an award for the one that's the most likely to sink and so on. So really, we're just here for fun.
So even if you're the most experienced paddler or just here for the ride, the 2023 Carthage Paddle Battle has everything for you. Reporting in Carthage, Jasmine Knight, KOAM News.
You can check out Carthage Paddle Battle's Facebook page for more information on the next battle. Today, the George Washington Carver National Monument hosted their 7th annual Storytelling Day. The event celebrates the park's 107th birthday. It allows the public to come and listen to stories from all across the world. Today, there was 3 storytellers portraying characters from the Underground Railroad, Africa, and the Cherokee tribe.
What we try to do each year, we tell stories of George Washington Carver every day, but we like to tell other stories about other parts of the country or other cultures and traditions. So we just pick various stories.
The George Washington Carver Museum is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. Coming up, Baxter Springs residents come together for a City Hall meet and greet. Plus, Body and Soul Transformation Fitness Center holds a Health and Hope event. We'll take you there. Baxter Springs City Hall hosted a meet and greet for the community today. The purpose of the event was to educate the community on how their local government works. It included coffee, donuts, and appearances from various representatives from police and fire departments, community activists, local businesses, and the city government.
We had so many citizens that had questions from different areas in the city. So my city superintendent and I put together this event so that we've got all of our departments here.
The event ran from 9 a.m. and concluded at 11 a.m. Ride for Autism kicked off this morning in Joplin. The ride started at Cycle Connection and ended at Happy Jack's Tavern in Seneca. The rides were free to the public. Ride for Autism t-shirts and merchandise were available, and all proceeds went to area school foundations to create sensory rooms for individuals with autism.
The proceeds from our event today is going to go to the autism community. So whether it's swimming lessons or water safety, physical fitness and awareness for being physically fit as an autistic person. And then, of course, we're always going to donate back to our local schools and their foundations.
Over 20 area businesses sponsored or donated items. Body and Soul Transformation Fitness Center in Joplin held a Health and Hope showcase for the community today. It included fitness classes, a kids zone, open gym, and raffle prizes with merchandise discounts. The event was an opportunity for Joplin residents to get to know the members and the center.
We want everybody in the community just to feel welcome and to have a family-friendly environment. So that's what we try to offer here, is something for everybody in the family from, ages 5 to 100. We have a kids zone and just want a family-friendly atmosphere.
Vendors were set up around the gym promoting different health and wellness businesses. A little later, Joplin High School softball takes on the Hillcrest Hornets today. Brock Balderidge will have the scores in sports.
Well, we did end up having some excessive heat warnings and a couple of heat advisories out there, mainly for our southern counties, because after our morning rain, we were left with some somewhat muggy conditions out there. But the good news is it didn't last long. Those were cleared out. They were going to expire at 7, and they were out before 7. And we've got an absolutely beautiful next several days across the area. So as we head through the rest of this evening and into the overnight, Future Track, we've run it through a couple of things, and it is having a hard time picking up on, but we could see a stray shower or thunderstorm overnight tonight into the very early morning hours on our Sunday. And then through our Sunday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies and the possibility of a stray shower or two, but for the most part, we are going to remain dry, and we are going to remain cool as well over the next several days. And I mean, it's still going to be warm, but by cool, I mean below average. We also are keeping an eye on Tropical Depression number 10 out in the Caribbean. As this begins to move on off, the movement's been relatively stationary, but it is eventually expected to track off to the northeast into the Gulf and toward parts of Florida, and it is expected to strengthen to hurricane strength at 75-mile-an-hour winds as it moves into the Gulf and heads toward the Florida Panhandle and into southern Georgia. It could still be tropical storm strength before it eventually begins to weaken as it heads off into the Carolinas. So something folks down to the south definitely keeping an eye on as this tropical depression continues to strengthen. So our rain chances over the next 24 hours, this is what I'm talking about. They're very slight, but again, a stray shower or two possible with better chances for maybe a shower or thunderstorm as we head into the early morning hours tomorrow. Check it out. Looking at lows about 70 tonight. Could see some gusty winds as well. Northeast 5 to 10, maybe gusting upwards of about 25 miles an hour. As we head into tomorrow, again, for the most part, we should be dry, but we could see a stray shower. Otherwise, partly cloudy, 84, so below average by about 5 degrees. And we'll see a northwest breeze at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. And going through our Sunday, take a look at this. Just absolutely beautiful. We're talking almost 20 degrees cooler than where we spent the majority of last week. And again, our rain chances, just a closer look, 7 to 7 tomorrow. You can see where we have just those ever so slight rain chances out there across the area. So otherwise, better chances in the morning. We're talking low to mid 80s as we kick into next week. So again, keep in mind our average high is about 89 degrees for this time of year, and we are well below that. Partly cloudy skies looking great, and some of our overnight lows, look at that, dipping back into the upper 50s and lower 60s. So you'll finally be able to give your air conditioner a break out there and save a little money on your electric bill. And as we head into the weekend, we are looking to warm back up slightly above average as we start to go low to mid 90s, but still not anything like the triple digits we've seen over the last week and a half across the area.
One of daytime TV's biggest game show hosts, Bob Barker, has died. He was 99 years old. Dania Bacchus has a look at the life and legacy of Bob Barker from Hollywood.
#1 television fun game.
Truth or Consequences made Bob Barker a household name.
Just like that.
But his 18-year run on that game show was just the beginning.
He's the star of the new Price is Right.
In 1972, Barker took over The Price is Right and made it the longest-running game show in TV history. Contestant kisses became one of its trademarks. So did Barker's sign-off.
Have your pets spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.
Barker was also a longtime animal activist. He hosted the Miss USA pageant but stepped down after 22 years when organizers refused to stop giving fur coats as prizes. He later paid close to $900,000 to fly elephants from the Toronto Zoo to an animal sanctuary in Northern California. The game show host's love for animals began when he was growing up on an Indian reservation in South Dakota.
Mom was looking for me. She'd look for a pack of dogs. And she said, if I could see the dogs, I knew that's where he was.
Barker didn't just give away prizes. He won 19 daytime Emmys as game show producer and host during his record run on national TV.
Come on down.
In 2007, after 35 years, Bob Barker made his last regularly scheduled appearance on The Price is Right.
He said goodbye, and it's tough.
Stand by. Here's the star of The Price is Right.
Open it.
It was a memorable moment in a legendary career that lasted more than 50 years. Danya Backus, CBS News, Hollywood.
Barker dedicated his time and donated millions to animal rights causes since he retired from The Price is Right. He has said his activism to protect animals is his greatest legacy. Coming up in sports, Joplin High School softball takes on the Hillcrest Hornets. Brock Baldridge will have the scores.
Well, can you believe it? It's finally here. The college football season is officially back in the state of Kansas. Now, we're still a week away from Division I and Division II teams kicking off, but the Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference is now up and rolling. Independence Community College is opening their season at home against the Iowa Central Tritons. Early in the first quarter, Anthony Pennis intercepts this pass, and the Pirates get a big turnover right out of the gate. And that will lead to a field goal, which gives ICC a 3-0 lead. Now, Iowa Central will start to settle in now. Next possession, quarterback Justin Silverstein goes over the top to find his receiver Mario Sanders for the touchdown. 7-3 Iowa Central. The Tritons are up 14-3 late in the first half. Then Silverstein finds his receiver. Looks like he's initially stopped, but the offensive line pushes him into the end zone. Iowa Central goes up 21-3 at half. Second half now, Iowa Central with the ball first, but the ball pops free. Pirates pick it up, and Damian Ordonez is going to return it all the way to the house for a touchdown. ICC did miss the extra point on that. So fourth quarter now, 28-9 Iowa Central. Fourth and long, and Independence can't connect with the big play. Turnover on downs. Iowa Central hangs on the rest of the way as the Tritons beat Independence 28-15. Elsewhere in the KJCCC, Coffeyville Red Ravens opened their season on the road at Highland Community College, taking on the Scotties. This game was a defensive battle from start to finish, but it was Highland Community College who came out on top at the end. The Scotties beat the Red Ravens 20-14. We now turn over to pro football as the Kansas City Chiefs are wrapping up their final preseason game of the year, going against the Cleveland Browns. Now, it's the first game back at Arrowhead since the Chiefs won the AFC Championship game in January, and I think we all know what proceeded after that. Chiefs at home against the Cleveland Browns. First quarter, quarterback Deshaun Watson steps back, and he'll complete this pass to David Njoku for the touchdown. Browns flexing their muscles early, up 15-3. Late in the first, same score. Watson scrambling around, pocket collapses, but Amari Cooper is streaking down the sideline, 53 yards. Cleveland scored on this drive, which led to a 29-16 Cleveland halftime lead. So second half now, quarterback Blaine Gafford, deep pass to Amir Smith-Marset, 43 yards, touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs hang on to win this one 33-32 thanks to a Browns missed field goal late in the game. Well, we've covered college and pro football so far on this Saturday, but wait, there's more. Big 8 high school football in Missouri continues this evening as the Cassville Wildcats will have their home opener tonight. Cassville going up against the Hollister Tigers. These teams opened their season against each other last year, and they'll do it again. This year, once again, it's the Cassville Wildcats who win convincingly with a final score of 44-6. Now, the beginning of the fall sports season usually screens football, but in the state of Missouri, that means high school softball is around the corner, and that is the case this weekend as the Joplin Eagles are in a tournament taking on in Aurora, Missouri. Joplin Eagles are in action. Joplin split their doubleheader yesterday. Today, Joplin is taking on Hillcrest in Game 1 of that series. Joplin dominated that from start to finish. They beat Hillcrest 15-0. So Joplin sticks around to complete the final game of the Aurora tournament. They take on the Branson Pirates, who have been really good as of recently. Joplin loses this one 12-3, so the Eagles start the season 2-2. They will rest up before their home opener this Monday against Kickapoo. Elsewhere in the same tournament, Carl Junction opens their season this week in Aurora. The Bulldogs had a doubleheader this morning going against the Branson Pirates in Game 1. Carl Junction loses that one 12-11. Then over to game 2 of that series. Carl Junction is taking on the Hillcrest Hornets. Carl Junction keeps the offense hot in that one. The Bulldogs take care of business and win 11-3. CJ is now 3-1 to start the season, their best start in school history since 2009. And it wasn't just the Aurora tournament that had some of our local softball teams in action. McDonald County, Quapaw, and Webb City all got together in Anderson, Missouri to kick off their seasons. McDonald County opening their softball season at home earlier this afternoon, hosting a couple of local 4-state teams here. Mustangs come out on top over Quapaw 12-2. Quapaw stuck around to play Webb City for a doubleheader. Webb City came out victorious in this one to win this game 11-1 for the first win of the year. Then McDonald County will face Webb City. They'll get a crack at each other. Cardinals played well in both of their games this afternoon. Webb City gets the best of McDonald County, win this game 11-7. So the Cardinals move to 2-0 early in the year. That'll be a sports. We'll be right back with more news right after this.
It was a festive day full of fun for those who attended the Pitt State Meet and Greet hosted by Ron's Supermarket. The event was a kids' festival, though fans of all ages were able to meet their favorite PSU players. The festival is the first of its kind, but Ron's Supermarket is hoping that this is just the beginning.
All right, so again, as we head into tomorrow, a few morning thunderstorms possible. Otherwise, we're looking pretty well. Partly cloudy skies. We're going to be below average the next several days. Highs low to mid 80s. Overnight lows even into the upper 50s, lower 60s. So give the AC a break, open the windows, and enjoy these pleasant temperatures.
Well, it'll be certainly nice when the temperatures match the football fall season.
Yeah, I would say so. The fall season, I would say it's officially kicked off now. Volleyball starting, softball, football. But one last final note, the Carthage Tiger ladies softball team, they're in the championship game at the MCE tournament tonight, so good luck to them.
Well, it'd be great to keep up with KOAM News Sports for the fall football season and all the other sports.
Yes.
That's our time for now. We'll leave you with photos of pups from all around the 4 states in honor of National Dog Day. Thanks for making us part of your night.